Art Pig Studios, and today we're going to be making macarons. And I had a little bit of trouble finding exactly what flavors I wanted, but we did some random flavor generators. Some came out really bad, some were pretty good, and we came up with coffee cream cheese because those two combination flavors are pretty great. So let's bake into it. Okay, so you are going to need your one bowl with your dry ingredients. You're going to need 1 cup of almond flour and 2 cups of powdered sugar. And you just want to nicely mix that up so that everything is incorporated and so that there are no bumps and big crumble pieces. All right, and set that aside for later. You gotta make it nice and pretty as it's set aside. For our wet mixture that we're making next, after you set your dry mixture aside, is just going to be 3 eggs and only the egg whites. So let's start separating that. Is that they don't always turn out perfect the first time, even the second time, and it has to do with the way you whip your egg whites. So you don't want it to be too little or too much. It has to be just perfect. So that's why macarons are so hard to do. Want nice clear egg whites. All right, and don't forget to wash your hands. Okay, so after your egg whites have been separated from the egg yolks, it's not gonna look like a lot, but trust me, when they're whipped to perfection, it will be a lot. So, have ready to the side is, make sure you have ready a 1/3 cup of sugar to pour in when your egg whites are turning into a white fluffy kind of cloud texture. So, it's the music of the baking. All right, we're gonna turn it on to pretty high, about like this, and just whip those up. It's already starting to get bubbly, which is good. You wanna make sure that your whipping is consistent. You don't want them, like I said, your egg whites can break and macarons will fail. So this is gonna take a while, so you're gonna want to whip it probably high for about 10 minutes, 9, just so that we have, So now, as you can see, it's kind of has bubbles, it's kind of getting there. You want to gradually add your sugar. And the sugar is definitely going to change it's going to make it it's going to make it a little more soupy, but it will turn out perfect. And just mix until you have stiff peaks. Okay, so now when it's kind of getting to stiff-ish peaks, you want to add some food coloring. You want to do this step pretty quickly because you don't want it to get flat. So you're going to add, since I'm doing coffee cream cheese, we're going to make the batter brown. Okay, so when you have your color and you're going to mix it until you have stiff peaks. So add a dash of vanilla, not too much vanilla, just a little bit. All right, so finally, I'll do some mixing juice, but it hurts. You're gonna get this stiff, nice peaks. If you put it over your head and it does not fall, then it's probably good. So now you're going to add in your dry mixture. So how you're gonna do this is you're going to take half of this and mix it in, okay? So you're gonna add half of that, and then you're gonna fold it in, and then once it's ready, you're gonna fold the other half in. So let's do that. So add half of our dry mixture in. Fold this puppy up. And you gotta be really gentle with this step because you don't want to mix too hard or too much or too softly because, like I said, egg whites are very delicate. And you can see it looks like that, and it's coming together nicely. And the rest of it, shimmying it in there. I love macarons because I love the science of it. I love the flavor combinations you can make. Like, I have made strawberry butter lemon buttercream. I've made raspberry lemon. I've made pumpkin spice, and I've made hot cocoa ones. All those ones didn't turn out the best. They still taste delicious. Yeah, this looks really nice. So now, since that's ready, you're gonna pipe them onto here. And we can talk about that more that later, but you wanna take your pan and a Silk Pat silicone baking sheet liner, all right? And we are going to take our piping bag and put this in it. So usually I have to make 2 batches. Once it's in, we have it in our cup, and we have a little left over from here, which will be used for a second batch. And there is an even amount of numbers on here. We have it lined up in even circles, so they all are the same size. So the key to this is to, yes, let it sit for 30 minutes, but make sure there's no air bubbles in it, and make sure that they're all the same size. So I'm gonna take your batter, do just a little bit, and I think I'm gonna cut this a little bigger if we want a nice even pipe. So let's try to our first one. Okay, so now you're gonna shake your tray back and forth. Let them sit, and you want to get your air bubbles out and make them nice and even. So here I'm just gonna play around with it, get those air bubbles out, make it nice and even. And if they don't mushroom cap, which is how it's crispy outside and chewy center, they come out delicious cookies. So that is always a plus side. Okay, so now while our macarons are sitting, let's start on the buttercream. So we're going to need some butter. I usually eyeball everything, so there will be a recipe put in the comments. So then I'm gonna take some cream cheese because it's cream cheese coffee macarons. So I'm taking some cream cheese and popping it with the butter. And the butter needs to be room temperature, and so does the cream cheese. And the cream cheese is a bit cold, but this is whipped cream cheese already, so it's already whipped cream cheese. And then you're gonna take some vanilla extract, plop it in. And I already cleaned my beaters from making macaron batter, so just chop that down and get it all together. Make it, you want to see the butter and the cream cheese, you want to see that they have incorporated together. See, it's already coming You want a lot of volume. All right. It's all together and it already smells delicious. So now you're gonna take some powdered sugar, and you wanna make sure there's enough powdered sugar so that you don't taste a lot of butter. So, put some powdered sugar in. Macarons are pretty sweet if you think powdered sugar is very sweet, because there's a lot of powdered sugar in this stuff. 2 cups in the batter and whatever you use for your buttercream or your frosting. Alright. Mix it all together. And you want it to be a nice consistency for piping, so you want it to hold a shape. Now, we are going to scrape the sides and just kind of get it more incorporated. And so now, what you're gonna add is your coffee, and this is gonna water it down a lot, so you're gonna make sure that it has a good ratio of one to be able to stand up. So you're gonna add your coffee, and just enough so that it can taste like coffee, because these are coffee cream cheese. And you can't really put the flavors in the batter, because anything that's, for example, when I try to make the cocoa batter, my hot chocolate macarons, I put hot cocoa mix in the batter and it did not turn out well, because it's just a different consistency, really changes with the batter. So you wanna be able to keep that the same. All right, you can see that obviously it got a little more soupy, so that means we add more powdered sugar. It smells so good right now. So I just added a little bit of coffee grounds to give it a little bit of texture, to also as well give it a little bit of color, and I also put in some coffee. Okay. So these just came out of the oven and they cooled, so these are nice and ready to be touched and stuff. They mushroom capped, which is the crown at the bottom, but they did crack. So something happened with the batter, don't know what, but that's okay, because like I said, they still taste delicious. So the other ones are sitting for 30 minutes now, and what we're gonna do is I got my cream cheese frosting, and we are going to pipe one and let's try it. So we have our pipe one, and we're just gonna, and then pop it on, and now we have this perfect-ish macaron. It's gonna taste delicious, and I have some coffee here, and I'm going to dip it and try it. So let's dip and try. It looks so delicious. All right, here we go. That is delicious.